What's going on, YouTube? This is Big Pencil coming at you again with a nut. Let's see, it is middle of February. Ain't got a whole lot going on, but as you can tell by the title of this video, I did manage to pick up a new toy. Well, new to me anyway. This is a Remington model 1100 Magnum. This is a Magnum 12 gauge. This particular model has the 30-inch full choke plain barrel on it, and you know, I've wanted one of these things for years. You know, long time I wanted one of these things. You know, I had a lightweight 20 gauge that I used to hunt rabbits and squirrels and all with, you know, and shoot birds with it from time to time. And you know, of course, a lot of you watch my channel. If you've been watching it for a while, you know that got stole. You know what? 2 years ago now, a couple years back now, and you know, of course, you know, all my stuff got stole, all my guns, all the good stuff we had got ganked. But you know, it is what it is. We been recouping some, you know, plenty of stuff, but I had a rifle that I've never really shot much, and it was just sitting in the safe. Well, I say, you know, I've always wanted me an 1100 Magnum. You know, my granddaddy had one of these guns, which would be my mama's daddy, and he was a pretty good sized fella, pretty big fella. And by the time I come about, you know, old enough to remember who he was too big to hunt anymore, so he didn't ever hunt anything. But he had the gun in the safe, you know, in the gun cabinet all the time, and I always wanted one, you know. And well, his gun ended up, I would have loved to have had his, but his gun ended up, my uncle, you know, my mama's brother, he got all the guns, and you know, when my granddaddy passed, and well, his house ended up burning down. It's been several years ago now. His house burned down, and all the guns burned up with it, so yeah, his gun was completely out of the question. So I managed to trade out that rifle that I had for this 12 gauge here. And you know, I've always wanted one to hunt deer with. You know, they are outstanding shotguns. These things here was made back whenever Remington made guns that would literally last your whole lifetime plus your youngin's lifetime. You pass it on down, and they can hunt with it just the same as you did. As long as you wipe it down every once in a while, you know, put your little oil on it, clean it, take care of it, it'll last you forever. But this one's got the full choke barrel on it. I'll give you a little up closer look. You can see right there, Magnum. It's in pretty good shape. It's in real good shape. You know, you could tell it's been hunted with. It's been hunted with, but you know, it's gonna get toted around the deer woods down in the swamp and all. You know, that's where I'm gonna have it. But it's in real good shape. So, and it is unloaded, it's safe. But these guns have always pointed real well for me, always. You know, Remington shotguns have always pointed well for me. You know, even, you know, my 1187, of course, I hunted with it for years. This one has the plain barrel on it, so it's a little bit different, but it's not very much different than any other Remington. You know, these guns here was made, I'm going to say this one was made in the 70s. You know, I think Remington brought out the 1100 in 1963, I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure on that. But, yeah, it's a gas-operated shotgun. It's got the O-rings. It's got an O-ring in the forearm here on your mag tube, and a set of rings. You know, if I had my honest opinion, I would say that O-ring is the only downfall to these shotguns. They'll break on you. And little story, when I first got my 20 gauge, I wasn't 14, 15 years old, and well, I got Daddy to go buy that thing for me. It was in the Carolina trailer. You know, in the state of South Carolina, you don't have to do no, you know, you could buy a gun from an individual, a trade, or this, that, and the other. You know, that's perfectly legal. And well, he had it in the Carolina trailer. It was $400. And boy, I wanted that gun bad. You know, it didn't have any pictures of it. It just said what it was. I said, well, you got to give him the money. I said, you go. I had to work that night. I said, you go get it. If it's worth, you know, if it's worth $400, you give it to him. You bring that gun to the house. When I got home that night, it was on the bed. And well, I got the gun and I shot it for a while, you know. And well, I said, I need to take this thing apart and clean it. Well, I took it apart, and you know, I had never ever took a 1100 or any gun like that apart before. Well, when I took that daggone thing apart, I seen that O-ring on there. I said, oh, what is this? Throw it away. I said, that thing there ain't supposed to be in there. Well, I found out real quick, yeah, that thing is supposed to be in there. And I went to hunt rabbits that following weekend after I cleaned it, and it wouldn't shoot. And I said, oh God, I done tore my gun up. I had to take it to the gunsmith, and he told me, he said, yeah, boy, that you ain't got no O-ring in there. I said, oh hell, I threw that thing away. He said, yeah, you got to have that O-ring in there for that gun to shoot. But you know, live and learn. I was young and dumb. But I don't have any factory 3-inch buckshot left. We don't, you know, it's so daggone hard to find buckshot right now. It's unreal. It's hard to find any ammunition right now. Any ammunition. I hadn't seen new Winchester ammunition in, hell, ever since middle of the year last year. I don't know if Winchester's even making ammunition no more, it seemed like. But I got a couple of shells that I'm gonna shoot. Actually, when I got this gun, I had a friend of mine that was pretty close by where I ended up getting the gun from, and he's a 1100 guru. This sucker's got a bunch of them, and he knows everything there is to know about them. I told him, well, I'm gonna bring this thing by and show it to you, and you just let me know what kind of deal you think I got on it. He said, boy, you can't go wrong with that deal you got. And so I went by and showed him. Well, he's got a bunch of, you know, shells and stuff. And he said, well, hell, let's pattern a couple of them. You know, let's shoot a couple buckshot out of it, and see how it does. Well, I'm gonna show you. I got the targets in the truck right yonder that I shot with it. I'll show you what it done. Well, and also I'm gonna shoot. Let's see what we got here. This is a reload that I got from a friend of mine. This is actually a .285 caliber reload, which is a 2.5 buck if you're going by that scale. 21 pellet. That's what it looks like there. That is a 21 pellet extended range load. And I did kill a few deer with these shells last year. You know, thank God for the reloads, because I wouldn't have had nothing to shoot hardly at all if I wouldn't have got, you know, friends of mine give me some shells. You know, thank them for that. They know who they are, most definitely. And we got a double-aught, a 14 pellet double-aught reload, and this is a Winchester 2 3/4 double-aught factory load. I'll shoot those at a target down here. And also, I was at Palmetto State Army the other day, and I found these shells. I've seen them on, you know, here and there. I've seen them, but I had never used them, never bought them or anything, never known anybody to use them. I looked on you know, YouTube and all, and could not find any videos at all of anybody shooting these things. I said, well, you know, 9 pellet double-aught, 1350 feet per second, 2 3/4, you know, buckshot. And it's a cheaper tactical style load, but you know, depends on how it patterns. I'm sure it'll kill a deer, and it's crimped. You know, it's crimped at the end, but it's a decent looking round. I'm gonna shoot one of those and try it out and see what it does. Like I say, I ain't never shot none of these before, so we'll find out together. But in this shotgun, I'm almost 100% certain it will shoot these 2 3/4 buckshot loads. You know, it's made for 3-inch shells. The Magnum guns are, but you can put 2 3/4 barrels on these things and shoot birdshot all day long. But this has got the it's got a Magnum barrel on it for 3-inch shells with a fixed full choke in it. But I'm pretty sure it'll cycle these shells. I ain't too much worried about that. But first off, let me show you the targets from the 3-inch shells that we shot out of this thing when I first got it. Alright, now this one was a 3-inch 15 pellet Winchester double-aught. And that is a very good pattern. That was at 47 yards, so right, you know, basically about 50 yards. And it put, I think it was 14 out of 15 in there. Yeah, I had the bead right there in the center of that cardboard. So that one there done real good. I was pretty pleased with that. And this one was actually 2 shots. One was a 3-inch 15 pellet double aught in a Remington shell, and the other one was a 10 pellet triple aught Remington. Let's see if I can decipher which one was which. I know that's a triple aught, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that was pretty much your pattern with your triple aught right there. And then your double aught was down there a little bit closer to the bottom. It kind of slung them like that, but it was still a pretty good pattern. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with the way it shot with them 3-inch shells. The way it's looking, I'll be going to them Winchester double aughts. Alright, that was the Winchester 2 3/4 buckshot there. You put 7 in there, right where you was aiming. That was the 3-inch 21 pellet 285 caliber 2.5 buck. I think there was 15 pellets in that one. It done pretty good too. Put a lot of them down at the bottom, but you know, you'd still hit him with several shots. That was the newcomer, that MILI buckshot. It put 5 in there, you know, 5 out of 9. That ain't terrible, but it ain't the best. But you know, it will work if that's all you had. And that there was the, and I actually held that one just a smidge low. I probably had it right around about in there when I pulled the trigger, when the gun went off. That was the double aught, the extended range reload. And I think when it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was 11 out of 14 in it. That was an outstanding pattern. You know, 45, 50 yards is roughly about what I'm shooting at here today. That is a quick look at the Remington 1100 Magnum 12 gauge. I think it's going to do quite well in the Dare Woods. I think it's going to do quite well in the Dare Woods. But you know, hopefully everything will get somewhat back to normal. We can all start getting some ammunition like we always have. You know, it's been crazy trying to find it. But when people get it, they buy it up so daggone fast you can't get it, and then they turn around and resell it on Gunbroker and everywhere else for triple the price that they paid for it. You know, it's ridiculous. And that ain't helping nothing. It ain't helping a thing. Nothing but they pockets temporarily. But you know, you just got to deal with crazy is all you got to deal with. So hopefully we'll be back with another one soon. Y'all take it easy.